Earlier this week, news broke that the Elite had signed multi-year deals with AEW, which will come as very good news for Tony Khan. It's no secret that WWE was interested in signing Hangman Page, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega, and WWE even had plans for Omega if he chose to leave. In the Wrestling Observer newsletter, it's noted that WWE had plans in place for Omega as a top guy akin to Cody Rhodes, Seth Rollins, Brock Lesnar, and Roman Reigns. Omega would have likely feuded with all four men at one point or another if he'd signed, but the report added that WWE still considers Rollins a better overall star than the Cleaner. The Observer added that Omega was number one on the company's radar and that his initial deal with AEW had expired in February, but his 9 months off with injuries stretched his deal. For the negotiations between the Elite and AEW, the wrestlers were repped by Barry Bloom, who, in an ironic twist of fate, was once the agent of WWE's head of talent, Triple H. Bloom currently serves as the agent of Chris Jericho, Bill Goldberg, and others, and was clearly able to get a fantastic new deal for the Elite to convince them to re-sign. Unfortunately for fans hopeful to see Omega in WWE, that won't be the case, as he made it clear during a recent post-show promo that he plans to stay in AEW for a long time to come. Regarding the new deals, a member of the Elite has said that they were executed very recently, and that the Bucks have received the highest guarantee of any tag team in wrestling. We don't know how much the Bucks, Page, or Omega were offered by AEW, but it was noted that the four could not imagine any other company making a similar offer. All four men will remain on-screen talent, and Omega and the Bucks will stay on as EVPs of AEW, but did the Elite make the right call? Share your views down in the comments. As we previously reported, the four members of the Elite agreed that whatever they decided, they'd do it together, and ended up voting on whether to stay or leave AEW. It's been said that multiple rounds of voting and negotiations ultimately led to the four men re-signing, but who exactly voted to stay with AEW, and who wanted to give WWE a chance? In the Observer, the anonymous member of the Elite didn't reveal the votes, but did admit that you'd probably be surprised who voted where. Another member of the group added, "There were a lot of things to consider this time around, but we're all happy with how it ended up. We'll likely never know who voted to leave AEW, but the Elite are going to be sticking around. And after losing Cody Rhodes last year, we imagine Tony Khan is breathing a huge sigh of relief." Next month, WWE will return to India for the company's Superstar Spectacle, marking the biggest WWE event in India and the first show in the subcontinent since 2017. WWE has a massive fan base in India who have been waiting for years to see WWE action live and in person, but despite this, WWE will likely struggle to sell tickets. As pointed out in the Wrestling Observer newsletter, selling tickets for sports events in India is a difficult process simply because fans purchasing a ticket for an event is not the norm. The normal way is that event promoters earn revenue from sponsors and that typically spectators get to attend shows for free, but that isn't the case this time. WWE has gone for a relatively small arena, so the show should still sell it, and with the staging, it's believed that the venue will hold around 3,500 fans. During WWE's last India event, 9,000 seats were filled, but this was said to be highly difficult at the time, and we'll have to see what kind of spectacle the fans get next month. During his hiatus from TV, it was reported that Drew McIntyre and WWE were nowhere near to agreeing on his creative, which was a huge sticking point for the Scottish star. At the time, many fans suggested WWE should turn McIntyre heel, a role he has excelled at in the past, but this can only happen if the right plan is in motion. While speaking to Armin Sandler on Stay Busy, Drew McIntyre was asked about a possible heel turn and made it clear when he will turn heel. He explained, "I'm willing to go any direction that is interesting. People are calling for a heel turn, but I'm not willing to do that unless it makes perfect sense." Outside the ring, McIntyre works as a global ambassador for the Special Olympics and said that seeing the effect WWE has on people has made him understand why John Cena never turned heel. Drew McIntyre isn't opposed to a heel turn, but it'll only happen when the time and the creative are right. And would you like to see a heel turn? Let us know in the comments. More from the Elite now, as the group will be staying with AEW for years to come, but what does that mean for CM Punk? It's been well documented that Punk and the Elite have had issues for some time, and anyone thinking that fences will be mended anytime soon have another thing coming. In The Observer, Dave Meltzer noted that even with the Elite signing new deals, there are behind-the-scenes issues that have not been settled surrounding their issues with Punk. The report adds that Tony Khan has been left having to do a balancing act to keep both sides happy as well as far apart from each other. Punk is on Collision while the Elite are on Dynamite, and so far, the only show both sides have competed for on the same night is Forbidden Door in June. For that show, the two sides were kept literally as far apart backstage as was possible, and many feel like it's only a matter of time before this situation becomes unsustainable. It was in March of last year that Big E suffered a tragic accident on Smackdown, and his broken neck has kept the former WWE champion out of action ever since. Despite this massive setback, Big E has remained positive in the face of a possibly career-ending injury, and his future in the ring looks even more uncertain. Speaking at WWE's SummerSlam media conference, Big E revealed that doctors have advised him to retire, saying it's too great a risk for him to wrestle again. The 37-year-old wrestler has been in the wrestling business for 14 years and has previously said that if it is his time to retire, then he'd be okay with that. In a later interview, Big E disclosed that he would love a role as a commentator if his in-ring career is over, and has previously shown interest in working as a trainer. Big E would excel in either role, but many fans are eager to see him wrestle again, and ultimately, these monumental decisions are ones that only the New Day star can make. Recently, indie wrestler LuFisto made some shocking accusations against AEW and Tony Khan, claiming that the way women in AEW are treated is appalling. LuFisto claims that she was treated disrespectfully by Dustin Rhodes after her April 2022 match on Dark Elevation, and that Tony Khan tells women how they are the lowest rated segments on the show, and now many in AEW have responded. While not referring to LuFisto by name, MJF spoke of miserable people who never made it, and said that if someone's been in wrestling for over a decade, as LuFisto has, and has never panned out, there's a reason for that. Britt Baker responded to claims that she and other women conspired to shoot on Thunder Rosa, saying that the claim is 100% false, and the only meeting regarding Rosa and her backstage heat was called by Rosa herself. Ruby Soho gave a statement saying that the women in AEW support women's wrestling despite what LuFisto says, and Dustin Rhodes also addressed LuFisto's claim that he bashed her match in a since-deleted tweet. In response to all of this, LuFisto claimed that AEW talent had been instructed to come after her, and said that the women will enjoy their paychecks and keep stabbing each other in the back. Tony Khan has not publicly commented on this matter at this time, but LuFisto has certainly made her feelings known, and will keep following this situation for further updates. Now, Bray Wyatt has been missing from WWE TV for months, and some have claimed that there is more to his hiatus than his illness. Some have claimed that Wyatt's absence is down to Vince McMahon, but PW Insider has confirmed that this is not the case, and Wyatt's time off is indeed a health issue. The report adds the WWE is being very, very careful regarding Bray's health, and there's still no word on what exactly is wrong with him, but whatever it is, we're wishing him a speedy recovery. And we're ending with Smackdown, as there was much more to this week's show after the blue brand went off the air. In a post-show dark match, Raw's World Heavyweight Champion Seth Rollins defeated The Miz, another Raw superstar, so there was plenty of red brand representation after the show. Rollins will put his title on the line at SummerSlam against Finn Balor, and the Architect will be walking in with momentum on his side after his post-Smackdown win.